Welcome, listeners, to the Functional Edge podcast. I'm your host, Emily Throckmorton. Today, we're going to take a dive into the various ways sugar affects the body, from blood sugar spikes to insulin resistance. We will discuss how consuming sugar can lead to health consequences like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. My main goal is to have each of you reduce sugar intake for a healthier lifestyle. So what are added sugars? Added sugars are sugars and syrups that are added to foods or beverages during processing or preparation, as opposed to naturally occurring sugars found in whole foods like fruits. We are talking about table sugars and high fructose corn syrup that are commonly found in processed and packaged foods, such as sugary drinks, baked goods, cakes, candy, breakfast cereals, crackers, sauces, and snacks. They provide little to no nutritional value, often referred to as empty calories, and contribute to various health issues like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease when consumed in excess. Unlike natural sugars in whole foods, which are paired with fiber, vitamins, and minerals, added sugars are absorbed very quickly into the bloodstream, leading to blood sugar spikes and ultimately crashes. Elevated blood sugar occurs when the level of glucose, sugar, in the blood is higher than normal. This can happen after eating, especially when eating large amounts of sugar or carbohydrates. But it can also be a sign of a medical condition like diabetes. I've recently been using the HelloLingo wearable glucose monitor. This monitor stays on my arm for 2 weeks and gives me in real time what my blood sugar is doing when I eat or drink. Everyone reacts very differently to different types of food and drink, and it's been fascinating to watch this data in real time. Here are a few things I've learned since getting my wearable glucose monitor. Your fasting blood sugar. After not eating for at least 8 hours, we're looking for this to be about 70 to 99, and that is going to be considered relatively normal. A post-meal blood sugar, so 2 hours after eating, the idea is to have this less than 140, and that's typically normal. An elevated blood sugar level can be categorized as either pre-diabetic, which is a fasting blood sugar of either 100 to 125, diabetes, which is fasting blood sugar of 126 or higher, and then a post-meal level, and that's going to be a level of over 180 after eating, which may also indicate hyperglycemia. Some different factors when it comes to elevated blood sugar is we're looking at maybe your dietary factors. Are you consuming too many simple sugars and carbohydrates, especially in large amounts? We look at the insulin resistance, which is the body's inability to effectively use insulin, leading to this higher blood sugar level. You also want to look at your stress. Hormonal changes during stress can lead to higher glucose levels. We also look at the lack of physical activity. Exercise actually helps regulate blood sugar levels. We also look at illness or infection. The body's stress response can also elevate your blood sugar. And then ultimately, if you have diabetes, which is a chronic condition where the body either doesn't produce enough insulin or cannot use it properly. If left untreated, consistently elevated blood sugar can lead to serious complications like nerve damage, kidney damage, heart disease, and poor circulation. I have seen the effects of elevated blood sugar in humans firsthand, and I have seen how detrimental it can be to their health. This is why consuming too much sugar or refined carbohydrates is such a horrible detriment to our health. I cannot reiterate that enough. And that is another great reason why we all need to have muscle. The more muscle we have, the greater your capacity is to actually store and use the glucose. Regular exercise and strength training improves your insulin sensitivity. Ultimately, having more muscle aids in better blood sugar control. So a good rule of thumb is to eat foods that ultimately do not have a label. If they do have a label, be sure to read the ingredients and make sure they don't have any added sugars. Sugars can sneak into majority of meals if you're not paying attention. When we cut out sugar, you'll have both physical and mental positive changes. It won't be easy at first, but it is very, very much so worth it. Initially, you'll have cravings, mood swings, irritability, headaches, and increased hunger for probably the first to second week. And then after a few weeks, you'll start to notice that you have stable energy levels, you have improved insulin sensitivity, and ultimately fewer cravings. It's also a good idea to get these things out of the house. None of us have self-control when it comes to these sort of addictions. It's easier to cave if it's readily available. But some of the positives are, over time, you'll see yourself losing weight, having clearer skin, reduced brain fog, better mood, better focus, and ultimately reduced inflammation, which is going to help so that you do not have these diabetes or this hypertension or these cardiac issues. When you have inflammation in your body, you are more likely to have those diseases down the road. And a good place to start is to eat higher proteins and fat. You'll find yourself satiated and fuller for longer. If you have any questions or feedback, be sure to reach me at kaizenathleticsvb@gmail.com. I'll also be adding it to our show notes at the end. Let this be a sign to take control of your health and fitness. If you don't know where to start, reach out and I will help you. Thank you so much for listening to the Functional Ed Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.